Welcome back to the Don't Cancel Me But podcast. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about fashion, a little bit about media, a little bit about gender. Let's just see what I have going on here. I'm just going to jump straight into it. Is thrifting gentrified by influencers? In other words, is it being refined by introverts? Is it being refined by influencers? I hate this lighting, by the way. Can I just pause for a second? I hate the lighting that I'm in right now. Anyway, gentrified. Well, yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with yeah. It is. Because, well, thrifting. Gentrified. God, that's a terrible word to use, isn't it? Because, like. Yeah. Because the influencers that are usually like saying, go thrifting. I thrift on my clothes. They're usually like the wealthiest people ever. Like, you can afford expensive brands. You know, some people do thrift because of they just don't want to give money to those brands or specific fast fashion brands. But some influencers are only thrifting because it's trendy, which then makes it seem like it is only a trendy thing, which then it's a good thing that it influences people to thrift, but those people that are being influenced will still use fast fashion. The only reason why they're thrifting is because it's trendy to those people. Get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? I think I've gotten that point across. But I'm just gonna say yes to that question because I don't really know how to. That's a terrible word to use because yeah, it is, but it's not. Is thrifting gentrified by influences? Because that makes it seem like I don't know. I'm just gonna skip past that one. Is gendered clothing outdated or useful? To me, yeah, it is a little bit outdated, and it's not useful anymore. I don't think, because a lot of fashion people, wear unisex clothing. Oh, and what is unisex? Let's think about that. Because you know, God, these are thoughtful questions today. Because clothing is just gendered based on stereotypes, right? Or based on brands. They're not. They're only categorized a certain way based on a certain style, right? So, and because style is now kind of because a certain female style is now branching off into masculine styles and a certain vice versa. There's not really a purpose for gendered clothing anymore, other than I know what I like, so I'm going to go to that section. Other than that, kind of a societal, individual perspective of you know what's good for you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's kind of difficult to word today. I don't know why. Should models still have to meet beauty standards at all? There's a lot of people who are like really into modeling and like fashion and runway. And those people might say to this question that people should still have the beauty standards of a Victoria's Secret model in the early 2000s. The Angels or whatever they're called. Do I agree with that? It's hard too agree with it, because the reason why they're there is to show off, I guess, what beauty could be. But like, beauty is such a wide spectrum, you know? And also diversity. And who am I to talk about beauty, you know what I'm saying? But diversity now is such a big thing today in this world. And therefore, I think models shouldn't have to meet that high of a beauty standard. Maybe to a certain extent, but not to that high of a beauty standard. But I do get those people that are like, it shouldn't, models should, runway and models and Victoria's Secret, and they should bring back that high of a beauty standard. I do get that, but like, we live in a world now that it's all about diversity, and it's and I feel like, yeah, well, nothing to add onto that. Nothing to add. Again, who am I to talk about beauty standards and modeling? Next is representation sometimes done performatively instead of meaningfully? Yes, it is, and I think this is a great example for this is the most recent performative person right now, which would be Kai Cenat. I do think that he genuinely wanted to go into it to read, but you can easily do that without filming it. Very easily. Sometimes people don't realise they're being performative until they've done it, and I think that's the thing that Kai Cenat's done. I think he filmed it and he was like, this is such a great thing, I'm going to upload it. People then called him performative, and the only reason why I kept doing it is because he was getting views. I think that is literally the only reason. I think he was getting memed for it. I think he's getting publicity. Is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word. I think he's the only reason why he's such a big thing is because of the things he's done. The only reason why he's so big is because, like, as with live streams back in the day, a few years ago, and because he's like easily clippable. That's the only reason why he's big. So the only reason why he's doing it now is because he realized that he's going to get clips from it, and he's going to get a meme from it, and that he's realized that that's the only thing that's going to make him money, is getting clipped and being easily clipped. So I think that's the only reason why he's doing it. I think he started off being like, this could be a cool segue into a different thing that I want to do, which would be fashion and you know, being creative. And I think he does want to segue into creativity rather than being memed. But unfortunately, his only thing is being memed. So is representation something done performatively instead of meaningfully? Because what he's representing is him trying to be creative, right? So I'm going to say yes. It is done performatively more than meaningfully instead of meaningfully. Because people can still be meaningful about representing something, you know, but it's more performative rather than meaningful. I have no good examples apart from Tyson right now. Okay, should YouTubers or influencers be held to a same standard as celebrities? Absolutely not. And it's sad because recently they have been. Because why am I seeing YouTubers and influencers on red carpets? Like, get out of the way, I want to see Beyonce. Okay, get out of the way. You know, like, I should not be seeing kick streamers on the red carpet. I'm like, who do you think you are? You are not that one, you are not that big, okay? Like, I don't understand how like, it's great that YouTubers and influencers are trying to rise to the top of being a celebrity, but you literally cannot do that. You are not that successful. Because celebrities used to be such a big thing, and now it's like influencers and celebrities are merging, and it's at this point where celebrities have lowered to influencer level, and influencers are slightly higher. So now they're all on the same level, and it's kind of like, it's sad. I want celebrity to be higher, you know. But yeah, they should not be held to the same standard as celebrities at all. Okay, they should not. Are YouTubers lying about being self-made? Some new ones maybe, because for the most part, yeah, not self-made. You know, in general, you're not self-made. Right? What should I say? Oh, I just got a text off my gal again. Ooh. I don't know where it was. Oh yeah, our YouTubers lying about being self-made. I don't know if I already talked about that, but I guess they are. Moving on. Is family vlogging unethical and are minors being exploited for content? Yes. Family vloggers should not be a thing. You know, that child, or if you have children. I mean, if you're a family that are all older than 20 or 18, then sure, go ahead. But I feel like you should always ask for permission anyway to those people that are over 18, because maybe they don't want to be publicly in a video on YouTube to a lot of people. And as for minors, they are minors. They do not know what they want. Okay, you cannot force them to be on video and share their life online. It doesn't even matter how little you put them in the video, they're still in the video. Okay, what if they do something embarrassing and then the whole school finds out and then they get bullied for it? That's on you, okay? As the parents, on you. And that's just even a little clip, even a snippet of a video. If they're in the background, if they're in anything, it's wrong. And I think I would hate if my family were that cool to make YouTube videos about our family. I would genuinely hate it so much, and I don't get family people that do that, because what 40-year-old parent, what genuinely convinces you to want to start a family channel where you vlog your whole entire family? Who's deciding that for you? What makes you want to do it? Genuine question, because I would not do that for my kid, and if I did, I wouldn't put it online publicly. Maybe I'd send it to friends and family, but I would never publicly post it. That's crazy. You don't know what your children want or don't want until they're like at least 10, and even then they don't know anything about online. And especially now, a lot of children want to be online, but that doesn't mean you should put them online. I started making content. I started making musicals when I was 8, which is crazy. I was very young. And I started my YouTube channel when I was 12. Deleted it because I was 14 and I was embarrassed. And then I started my new one when I was 14, 15. And even then, I hate my old posts so much, and I delete them. But people have seen them. For all I know, there's a dark web page out there of just me and my cringy old videos, and I hate that. I really hate that. Anyway, is TikTok ruining attention spans? Definitely. I started forcing myself to watch movies because they're longer content, obviously. So a few years ago, I realized that my attention span was getting It was just shit. It was really shit. So I forced myself to start watching longer YouTube videos, and I forced myself to start watching longer movies. And I have to lock in. Like, if I pick up my phone during a movie, I just put it down, I lock it. Because I hate the fact, maybe I should start reading or something, but like, I genuinely can't read. I've always hated reading. But, I don't know. It's crazy that I have to now go on to other, film and media just to take myself off short form content. That's crazy. Maybe I should pick up reading or writing. I do drawing. That helps, I guess. But anyway, so yeah, TikTok is definitely ruining attention spans. But moving on, are trends just peer pressure with a cute aesthetic or sound? Yes, definitely. I've always said this. Trends, because we have such a micro culture now, especially since TikTok. Trends, there's just everything is happening at once, basically, and trends happen like that. Okay, they just do. I swear, every week there's a new thing. Every day, even, like, I just see something new. It's crazy, and it is definitely just peer pressure because, especially fashion trends, they are literally just everywhere now. The only reason why, and I'm being for real, the only reason why I'm wearing baggy jeans is because of peer pressure, because of trends that made me do it, because of peer pressure. The only reason why I'm making podcasts, the only reason why I'm making podcasts is because of trend. It was trending, and I just thought, gosh, what else can I do? So yeah, definitely just peer pressure in disguise. Should cultural foods, fashion, what? Should cultural foods or fashion be protected from trendification? That's a good word. Yes, they should be, because cultural foods and fashion are usually, they usually root from traditions or country or town specific traditions or values or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. So yeah, they should be protected. They should be. Trends come and go. So like, if something that was rooted from a town's tradition or a core piece of someone's culture or a country's culture, if it were to trend, then the trend would last literally 2 weeks before it's forgotten about, and that could largely impact that culture's view on that thing, that food or fashion or whatever, because of dominant cultures or dominant brands or dominant Western trends. Gosh, big words, I know. We're gonna move on. This one's big for me. Is dark humor dying or evolving? It's dying, and I hate it. I love dark humor. Genuinely, the only reason why I laugh is because of dark humor. It is actually, like, it's... Okay, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in my life throughout my lifetime that have made me genuinely laugh because of how funny they are, because of their humor. I love sarcastic, dark humor, like genuinely intelligent humor that they've thought about it, but like haven't, because it's quick and it's witty. I love that kind of humor. It's just, you just have to get me to make me laugh. And it's dying, and it's actually dying, and I hate it. It's because people have become too woke. Because why can't I joke about... Never mind. People are too woke and too judgmental. I can't even talk about it on here. I'll get cancelled. This podcast is called Don't Cast Me But for a reason, but this one's a bit too on the knows. So yeah, it is dying, and I hate it so much. Can we please bring back dank humour? Can we please bring that back? It's hilarious. I haven't laughed in a while. Okay, are labels empowering or limiting? Well, I would say they're limiting, but what kind of limits am I talking about? In general, I think they're limiting, but they can be empowering. You know, definitely, actually, because people call Trump the greatest president. That's a label, but he's not, and the only reason why he feels so. The only reason why he has a big ego is because people are labeling him powerful. Literally, the only reason why he has a big ego. I don't think he would be actually as powerful if people didn't label him that way. Genuinely, same with Elon Musk. Same with most millionaires and billionaires. All my life, people have called me boring, and that was very limiting because I felt like I was boring, but it turns out I can be not boring. So, but that was limiting because I felt like I shouldn't share my personality with anyone because I felt like it was already boring and like I don't know. But like, so if you label someone stupid, that would be limiting because they feel like they're not knowledgeable enough to share their thoughts and information. So, in general, limiting, but it can be empowering, I guess. There's not really a definite answer. Some things should be gatekept. Definitely. Definitely. If we're talking music, nothing should be gatekept. I don't think anyone should gatekeep anything in music because in art in general, anything arty in general should not be gatekept because people genuinely make a way in art. Art is such a hard thing to get popular in. So in any art, music, physical painting and shit, any art, okay, it is difficult to get popular in. So nobody should gatekeep in that. Because these people these brands and people and individuals are trying to make a living and you're just stopping them. That's horrible. So do not gatekeep in that. But in some senses of if you're gatekeeping a specific label or title or poster or specific hobby or thing, then gatekeep it. I don't give a shit. Okay, like there's people genuinely out there that are gatekeeping skateboarding. Sorry to break it to you, but it's not something to gatekeep. There's genuinely people out there. Think about it. People in the world that are genuinely gatekeeping like hair dye. That's crazy. This is such a big thing. Is being offended? What? Being offended isn't. Being offended is what? This is such a hard sentence for no reason. Being offended isn't literal harm. Yeah, it isn't. Cause when people used to say like soz or no offense. Can we bring that back, please? I miss when like my friend in like primary school or middle school or whatever, would be like, your hair's kind of ratty today. Soz. Like, can we bring that back? Because that soz, I swear, it actually made me feel a bit better. The only reason, because it's not harming me if someone says that. It's rude, but no one says it's not literal harm, is it? Like, sorry, let me laugh. But yeah, it's not harming you. It's rude. Whatever they said to you is rude, then you can take offense. But if they're just stating their opinion, you shouldn't be offended by it. What is offense anyway? What is it when someone takes offense? Let's think about that. Maybe I'm lacking knowledge in this area, but I don't know. Is it that deep? I think I've forgotten everything anyone has ever said to me that I've took offense for. I can't think of a time that I've took offense. at all. Like, at all. So I don't think it's that deep, and it's not harming you. Literally. So, anyway, moving on. Ooh, gender. Gosh. Masculinity isn't toxic. Unexamined masculinity is. Yes. I think what I mean by that is masculinity that has been not thought through. Like when growing up, if a young lad is growing up and the parents or guardians haven't really thought about what that child is doing. What do I mean by that, actually? Yeah, but what that child is doing or how that child is acting, that would be unexamined because they're not thinking about what their child is doing or wanting, or so yeah, unexamined masculinity is. So what do I actually mean by that, actually? Does that question even make sense? Does that statement make sense? I don't really know what I mean. Because, like, yeah, I get it, but I don't. Because I can't explain it at all. Yeah, so yeah, I guess, for example, yeah, that child growing up, those parents aren't thinking about what their child wants and needs and whatever. So that child then grows up to think about their own wants and needs and then go on to like Andrew Tate and shit. And if you're not examining that, and if they're not examining that, then they're gonna become toxic like everybody else. I think that's what I mean. But I don't know if that makes sense really. I'll think about it. Femininity is still oh, femininity is still what? Oh yeah, femininity is still mocked more than masculinity. Yes, it is because I don't know, as a man, as a little young lad, I see constantly that males always just even males even mock males. They're just constantly mocking bitches, left, right, and center. Being loud online does not make you right or correct. That is so true. Because why? Because people, right, Mr. Beast, he's loud online. He's not like literally loud, but he's big. He's a very public figure. You know, he's loud. And if he were to literally say anything untrue, everyone would believe him. So, but it doesn't make you right, at all. Anyway, this video is about to end cut short, so I'm just gonna quickly skim through these. Going viral doesn't mean influential, it means algorithm liked you. Yes. My algorithm likes me at the moment. Everyone's valid does not mean every idea is good. That's again very true. If yeah, maybe I'll touch upon those comments next time, but as for now, thank you for watching. If you have any opinions, if I've said anything wrong, if you have any questions, comment them. I would love to know your opinion. I would love to know if you want to change my opinion. I'd love to know if you want to be on the podcast. Let me know, okay? Anything at all. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. So yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Have a good night, morning, whatever.